Hello and welcome back to the Silverfox Hustle podcast. We are back after a very short break for the New Year's and stuff like that. And by the way, happy 2022 and loads of love, lots of good health as well. And like I always do say at the end of the podcast, please subscribe, follow us. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and or whatever platforms you are listening to this podcast on. So please follow us. Now, let's start off 2022 with a bang because in the studios today with me, as you can already see if you're on YouTube, we've got a great guest today. Arguably Singapore's best goalkeeper at the moment and one of the best over the years. He was, again, arguably the best performer for the Lions in the recently concluded Suzuki Cup. He started his professional career back in 2003, I believe, with Geylang, and not a lot of people know that. I played with him in that particular year, and he went on from strength to strength, where I retired after that. And actually, this is the first time I've spoken to him since 2003 at the end of the season. So let's hope we do not speak to each other after another 21 years or so, right? Or 18 years. Now, he's the only goalkeeper to have won the S-League Player of the Year back in 2014. He played overseas, obviously, with Army United in Thailand, winning the best goalkeeper in his first year there. Currently with the Alliance City Sailors. And off the field as well, he owns a business. He owns Dapur Hassan. We will talk a little bit about that later on. Welcome to the Silverfox Hustle podcast, Mr. Superman himself, Mr. Hassan Sunny.
Thank you, my friend, for having me here. So yeah, looking forward to this episode.
It's a pleasure, right, to have one of the best goalkeepers in Singapore in the studios, and of course my former teammate. Since it's still fresh in our heads and our minds, right, Hassan? I'm sure a lot of people have asked you this, and I'm going to ask you again for the folks who are listening to this and watching this at home. How was the Suzuki Cup as a whole for you personally, which just ended, by the way, last Saturday, the finals itself, but semi-finals was way back. But how was it for you, Hassan?
Mixed emotions.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a bittersweet year, if I can summarize it. But I think everyone is proud, especially the team, the players. We are proud of how we perform.
Yeah.
But sadly, we are quite disappointed. With regards to the results, we didn't go through.
Yeah.
But we achieved our target. Our ultimate goal, which is to reach semi-finals. But then again, it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
We need to move on and we need to keep going. And of course, this year, 2022, we have a lot of competitions ahead.
Yeah.
So moving forward, just stay positive and hopefully we achieve more results or more targets.
We talk about targets and more tournaments as well. I think the Suzuki Cup is coming back this year again, 2022, right at the end of the year. Back to back. We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Let's talk specifically about the semi-finals. Now you said, and I didn't know this, right? The objective was the semi-finals at the beginning, right? Right. Now let's talk about that semi-finals, right? And forget about the first leg. Nobody wants to talk about the first leg, right? I think you guys did well coming back, but how was it? The dust has settled. You had time to think about it, right? Obviously, because when things went wrong or whatever, it was easy to be angry, be whatever.
Correct.
But after a long time or a few weeks, you had time to think about it. How did you think that semi-final went?
To be honest, a lot of self-reflections were done by myself.
Okay.
I had to, in fact, 2 weeks probably after that game. A lot of things have been going around saying we performed well. We won hearts of the fans, especially not only in Singapore but in other countries as well, which is very positive.
Right.
It's been a while since we last had that. Coming to the game, I have to give credit to the boys.
Okay.
Playing against 9 men,
right?
Playing 9 men against 11 men is really not easy.
Okay.
And you know how Indonesia is,
right.
And they are hard running, very young team, full of dynamic, full of energy.
Yes.
So, I can only give one good example.
Right.
Especially, when after I make a save, and then we had to defend the corner.
Yep.
And then I looked to the players, the faces of players. I was like, oh, they were like zombies.
Our players, you mean?
Our players. They were zombies.
What was the score?
I think it was 3-2. If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
And I wanted to just shout at them,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. I saw the players' face.
Right.
In a way, I pity them.
Yes, yes, yeah.
But imagine the hard work they put in.
Right, right. of
I
course.
didn't have to run.
Yeah,
I didn't have to sprint.
yeah.
But all I needed to do is just to keep us in the game as long as possible.
Right, right.
It's not easy.
Right.
But all I could do was just to motivate them.
Okay.
But
Right.
then again, I have to give credit to them. They ran their lungs out, worked their socks off.
It's nicely put in terms of the hard work, because again, obviously with 10 men or against 11 men is a problem.
Yeah.
Down to 10 men or down 1 man and then playing with 10 men is a problem. Playing with 9 men is a bigger deal, right?
Correct.
And the the faces of the players as well. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm gonna I don't know whether it's controversial or what. Did you think the referee got it right? The first one. The first one, Saf one.
No, even before that, I think
Oh, then-
Amy we should have gotten a penalty.
Yes, correct.
Amy.
Yes.
So I think along with that we had some yellow cards as well, if I'm not wrong. And then came Safwan's red
Right.
card.
Right.
And then Irfan's red
Yeah.
card. And then along the way, things were not on
Right,
our side.
right.
And we knew that, okay, this is not our game.
Yeah.
Referees not on our side.
Right.
So we had a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
But then again, we couldn't do much.
Mm.
We there's so much that we can do
Right.
in that game.
Right.
But things happened. A lot of things happened in the game. So
Yeah, true. There's
So,
so many things to talk about. How was
Yes.
how was the dressing room in the after the game?
oh,
Was there
No, no.
words spoken or is just ghost?
everybody just leaned back, and they were. I think they were doing a lot of breathing exercises. I guess they were just trying to calm down.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
hard work.
Right.
It was hard work.
Yes,
I mean, I
yes.
saw the face of the players in the dressing room.
Right.
Yes, we were disappointed, but again, we knew that we gave everything. So
Right. Now, overall, obviously, in terms of reaching targets, I think that's important as well. Reaching targets is important. So you all reached the semi-finals, which is job done in that aspect, right?
yeah,
Looking at the performance as well, and then comparing that to the finalists, Indonesia, Thailand,
Yeah.
Even Vietnam, right?
yes.
Where do we stand? In your personal opinion, nothing to do with what the people outside think. In your opinion, what do you think? Where do we stand?
No, to be honest, before the semi-finals, we knew that in terms of quality,
Right.
we are not there.
Okay.
You have Vietnam,
Yep.
Thailand,
Yep.
even Indonesia. We
Yep.
know that, okay, we could safely say we were the underdogs. And even I think Coach Tatsuma mentioned that to
Okay.
us. But then again, semi-finals, finals,
Of course.
a whole different game. But yes, we do not have the quality. But as a team, we are strong.
Right.
And I think you could see that in the games, especially the semi-finals. It was quite difficult for them to break us down,
Yeah.
even with 9 men.
Yeah.
So what more if we have the whole 11 men on the pitch?
Could you feel the difference in intensity? Because I've been saying this all along on Twitter or whatever,
Yes,
even
yes.
to my friends. Did you notice the difference in intensity?
Now that you say it, we didn't realize it till the end of the semi-finals, second leg, because Tatsuma mentioned this. We had to keep. Tatsuma mentioned this, that we have to keep the level of intensity.
Okay.
So our trainings all along
Okay.
were very high intensity.
Okay.
So I think you should know it.
Mm.
If players go through that kind of level,
Mm.
and they will say, "Why are we going through this kind of training? It's
Yeah.
so hard, and
Yeah.
we have little time to rest,
Yeah.
and everything is high, very intensive."
Yeah.
So after the second leg, then we know, there's a reason why, we could last
So-
till 90 minutes with 9 men.
So in a way, right, you take that training sessions part with Tatsuma, obviously, right,
Mhm.
leading up to the tournament. That was key. That was very important.
Yes.
And that, this is my opinion only,
Yes.
has to be done at club level as well.
Yes, understand. I think fully agree to that.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us
Yeah.
to implement all this in the clubs so that I think you can see
Yeah.
the level of intensity there
Yeah.
and in SPL is very much different.
Right.
Of course, international games
Yeah,
and
of course.
domestic league games is very much different. But if we could play that kind of level, intensity, every week in, week out.
Yeah.
I think, at least we can reach that kind of level easily, rather than from there we switch to just,
True.
and then we will have difficulty,
Exactly.
of course.
Now let's talk a little bit about Tatsuma Yoshida, right? What did he bring to the table when he first came in, and until now? What was it that is different about him? Because I see a difference, especially in the way the team, there's a team,
Right.
right? What has he brought to the team actually?
First thing first, he's a perfectionist, I guess. He's a
Okay.
perfectionist. He makes sure that we get it right every single now and then, especially what he wants.
Right.
In terms of exercises, in terms of the style of play, and of course the movements,
Okay.
and obviously especially the initial stage, things will go haywire.
Yeah.
Especially the passing
Yes.
and then the intensity. So after a while, then we noticed, okay, this guy is something,
Okay.
But I think he was a bit of under a bit of pressure when we were close to the competition,
Right.
because we feel that there's pressure now,
Okay.
because so I understand,
Yeah.
and we understand that, okay, there's a reason why we need to keep up that pace,
Mm.
and he makes sure that, especially that level of intensity.
Mm.
Now that we realize that, okay, there's
Yeah.
a reason why he did that, and then,
Right.
he will be greatly missed.
I just wanted to ask you
Yes,
that.
he will
I
be
just
greatly
wanted to
missed.
ask you that.
Correct.
He will be greatly missed.
Yes.
And he has this father figure kind of thingy, because he tends to protect his players a lot, especially during press conferences and what have you, and I think we saw that in one of the press conferences. I think everybody saw that. So yeah, and we hear that he recently just signed, right, for his
Yes,
club.
yes.
So congratulations to that for Tatsuma. Now let's talk a little bit about national team. Forget about Suzuki Cup, and I think we move on, because there's one more coming
have
up
to,
at the end of the year.
yes.
The national team, right? You played club football. You talk about that later on. In 2003, you got called up to the national team in 2004.
In
the
that year,
same year,
2003,
at the
yes.
end of the
At
year.
the end of the year, yes.
Yes,
But I had to wait for my chance to play in 2004 February, if I'm not
So
wrong,
that was
in India.
That was your debut, right?
Yes, I think 3-4 months after that.
Tell me, how does it feel like, Hassan? Because in 2003, I played with you. At the end of the year, and obviously you played so well that year together with Bayer, if you can
Yes,
remember,
yes,
right?
yeah, of
Those were brilliant, right? And what we did after trainings and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how was it like for a young boy who started off as in the first year as a professional, and then just being called up? What was that like? And obviously making your debut, right? What was that like?
When I got called up, obviously I was only 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for playing time, obviously. It's more of an experience.
Who was the first choice then? Lionel? Was it
Lionel, and then we have Adi Saleh, who is
Okay.
now with us.
Yes. Yes.
I think Shari was there, but I think Shari was out because of injury.
Okay.
And I saw Lionel. Lionel Lewis is a prominent figure in Singapore football, so, and a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Adi Saleh.
Yeah.
We had Adi Saleh,
Yeah.
and I look up to them, and suddenly I'm the same team.
Yeah.
So, young boy. Obviously, I wasn't part of the tactical training all
Okay.
the time, so I was training at site
Mm.
with Lee Bising.
Okay.
So it was more of experience rather than
Right.
playing experience. Yeah.
Debut wise, the very first game.
2004 against India.
What was the feeling
away. I remember Mani was in front of me, Subramani, Aidi Iskandar, and Ahmad Latif. Tan Kim Leng was in the first 11.
Right.
So obviously I was a bit nervous,
Right.
but I think as things go along,
Yeah.
it's a bit changed in terms of how I approach the game.
Right. How did you approach that game? That particular game?
That particular game, I was. I went to toilet more than 4-5 times before the game.
Really?
Yeah. So imagine 3 months after I got called up, and
Yeah.
I had to play a national team game. It was, I think, if I'm not wrong, World Cup qualifying game.
Okay.
And we lost 1-0, I think, to a penalty.
Okay.
But I think we did pretty well going away
Mm.
in Goa.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Great. Let's talk a little bit about rivalries, right? I think over the years, who are your rivals? Rivals in a good way in terms of
Yeah.
goalkeeping, right? You've had Lionel, Adi,
Sharil,
yeah,
even Rizal Hassan.
Oh, okay, Rizal
and
Hassan.
then in national team and in Tampines Rovers.
Okay, right, great. Izwan obviously.
Izwan, Fadil Salim,
Fadil Salim.
Hairul Alau.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of goalkeepers.
Listen, you talk about it, the names keep coming out, right? And you think about it. We were blessed, or we are blessed with goalkeepers, right?
Yes,
Of
yes.
top quality.
Correct.
You talk about Sharil, you talk about Rizal Hassan,
Yes.
was one of the best.
Yes, even
And-
Yazid also. Yes.
Oh, Yazid
yeah.
as well. Look, you know the names coming up, right? How was this rivalry? Was it healthy, or was there a little bit of I need to get there?
I don't really call it rivalry. It's
Okay.
more of a partner
Okay.
and a training partner,
Okay.
if I can call it. It's more of, we learn, with
Okay.
each other,
Okay.
and training is every day is different. We learn every day is a learning day for us,
Right.
especially for me.
Okay.
And of course, with so many goalkeepers, I trained with and played against, played
Right.
with. So there were a lot of things to study and to
Yeah.
learn. So I'm blessed, and in Singapore we do have a lot of goalkeepers and produce a lot of good goalkeepers.
I want to say this as well, and I don't know how you feel, right? Because there's only one goalkeeper who can play.
Yes.
It's not like outfield players where you're fighting for one out of maybe four positions, like if you're a defender out of four, right? As a goalkeeper, I'm sure you felt this before. If you say no, then you'll be lying. I deserve to play, but I'm not in the starting 11. Maybe for this particular game or whatever. So how do you cope with that? Like I'm sure you have felt that.
Yes,
Okay, so how do you?
of course.
So how do you, as someone as a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't play this game, and if this guy plays superb, you are never gonna get
Right.
in, right?
You have
How
to
do you
wait.
cope?
No, I waited. Okay. One very good example. During, I think it was with Lionel,
Right.
and I played for probably first 2 years.
Okay.
No, 2 years.
Right.
And then Lionel came in. He played just one game. He played so well,
Okay.
and then he played for the rest of 3 years or 2.5 years. So I had to wait for my chance
Another
after
oh.
2.5 years.
Wow.
So the initial part, of course, I say,
Yeah.
I deserve to play. But I don't go around telling
Of
people,
course.
hey, no, I deserve to play. No, but I feel like, but it's how I learn. It's how I control myself.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I do learn a lot from the senior goalkeepers, Rizal,
Yeah.
and of course. And for me, it's all about study. It's all about
Okay.
how you monitor all these senior goalkeepers, how they react when they are not playing,
Right.
how they behave when they are not playing. So if a lot good things there, I have to take it. If bad, I have to say
Okay.
that, okay, this is not something that I want to do.
Okay.
So I think that is experience.
You are 37 this year?
2022, 38.
38, right?
Yes.
Again, as a goalkeeper, I think you can play a little bit longer. Any plans for the national team in terms of maybe go to up to 40? Or you just going with the flow?
No. I think I set a target last year.
Nice.
2021, I would like to reach 100 caps. So I'm on 92 now.
8 more.
8 more. And yes, I'm suspended for the next 2 games.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
So make it 10 games. Yeah, but that is my short-term target.
Right.
But 40, yes, it's my ultimate goal.
Right, 40. Yeah. That's nice. And there's this fan who asked, and I already know the answer. Another Suzuki Cup. Are you going to play for another Suzuki Cup, which is at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, of course,
Because, the new coach comes in, we will never know
yes.
what plans he has for the players.
Yeah, anything can happen anyway,
Yep,
right? From
right.
now till
So,
then, right?
yeah.
All right, let's go way back, even before 2003. What was your childhood like, Hassan? Well, this is like a sidetrack,
Oh, okay. I was in an NFA.
Okay.
Back then it was under 16, under 18. Before that it was COE, under 12, under 14. So, and then after I was in Tampines, under
Right.
COE, under 14.
Okay.
And then under 15, I try to keep in the loop in terms of football.
Right.
Stay in the loop, I mean.
Okay.
Because I didn't get selected. So
At what
when I
age?
was 15.
Okay,
When I was
okay.
15.
Right,
so
right.
I wanted to give up, but I switched from a player to the goalkeeper. So
Which year was that? I mean, as in you
When I
were
was
15.
15 years
Ah,
old,
okay.
yes.
You
So-
switched from what position?
from a defender, a useless defender, to a goalkeeper.
Useless. Hey, you say useless, right? I read this. You scored from a halfway line before. is
Yeah,
it?
that was during if I'm not wrong, primary school days. So
From the defense.
yes, from kickoff, So boom, straight away went in.
You know, I wanted to ask you about your kicking, because your kicking is one of the best in terms of goalkeeping and your technique and stuff, right? So even at that age, there was power already in your.
So yeah, I think. But then again, it comes with practice. It's not something that I have naturally. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Which schools did you go to?
Primary school no longer. It's May Primary.
May Primary.
Yeah, it's down in near Sam Rifford.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
along the PIE.
Right. Okay.
Then and secondary school, I was in Bradle Secondary School with the likes of Rizal, Mazizwan, Masturi.
Which result?
Rizal, son.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mazizwan, Alif Shafin. So
Right.
yeah.
Nice. Now, you said you were playing as an outfield player, defender,
Yes.
a useless one. You said that. And then you became a goalkeeper. Now, how did that? This was in school? It happened in school football.
In school, I started off as a defender, midfielder.
Yeah. So when did you change to a goalkeeper, and how did this happen?
Okay, I was with Tampines under 14.
Okay.
And then when I was turning to 15, and then I had to go for another trial.
Okay.
So I think the players, they did have these queue lines, like striker, midfielder.
Yes.
defenders,
For the trials, lah.
So I started off as strikers were quite full, midfielders quite full. Okay, I went to the defenders line, and then I didn't get selected.
Okay.
So thank you, have a good day, blah. Okay, so I was walking out the queue. After that, the field, and then I saw, goalkeepers line 1, 3. So I joined in. So I didn't bring my gloves. So imagine I was without gloves.
Okay.
And I think then I got selected. So
Were you tall already at that age?
yeah,
Okay.
I was tall, and
So who was this coach that selected you as a goalkeeper?
I cannot remember.
Well,
It was
Tampines,
under
eh?
14, yes, under
Okay.
14.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't like a particular coach that selected me. So probably because they did not have many goalkeepers, so I was in the team. I was third choice, and then I worked my way up. Then yeah,
So along the way, right? And obviously you played in the NFA as well. I mean,
16.
Yeah. So at 15 you became a goalkeeper, and at 16
Even the NFA under 16, I didn't get there by chance. I didn't get there by merit. So I played this. Back then they did have this Puma Street Soccer,
Okay.
Channel
Yep.
22, right?
Yep.
So I formed a team with my secondary school mates,
Right.
and then we played, and then we won the tournament.
Okay.
So we went to London.
Right.
So when we went to London, and then Robert Lim was appointed the head coach
Okay.
of that futsal team.
Okay.
And then Robert Lim, by chance, was the NFA under 16 coach. So that's why
That's
they
how
got
he-
me in.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful story, right? And this is what like dreams can come true, because it's just out of nothing, and obviously
Yes,
not
out of
from
nothing, yes.
not from a goalkeeper as well. That's weird, right?
That's why I said it wasn't about merit, so it's more by chance.
But trust me, now everything is on merit already, right? It's brilliant. That's brilliant news. Now, just talking about Robert Lim and stuff, who were the people that actually were instrumental in your growing up this, even if as head coach as well as goalkeeper coaches? Who were they?
Surya Muti,
Right.
Robert Lim,
Right.
of course, Lee Bee Singh.
Right.
He was with me from when I was deaf, 15 years old.
Okay.
In fact, 16.
Yep.
All the way till he retired.
Mm.
So which is 8 years ago or
Okay.
7 years ago,
Okay.
if I can remember properly.
Right.
So I think he's been instrumental in my life. He's the one who pushed
Bee Singh,
me
you mean?
along the way.
Bee Singh, yeah. All right.
I mean, from 16 straight up to national team.
Right.
And I think, of course, he produced a lot of goalkeepers
Yeah.
as well. Izwan, even Lionel,
Right.
Alau. So
Right.
yeah, we have to give credit to him as well.
This is a very general question, but I think you are the right person to answer, because you know your experience and stuff. As a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
What are the attributes needed to excel, at the highest level?
I think, I set this in my mind all along. So it's patience, hard work, and confidence. So
Okay.
patience is when you're not playing.
Right.
So you have to have that patience,
Okay.
and hard work is, you have to have that
Mm.
all the way, all the way till you retire. So
Okay.
you will never stop working all the way. And confidence is during the games.
Mm.
So if you have that confidence, you will play well. So this is the three key
Have you
factors
ever
for me.
have you ever got into a game not confident?
I tried to. It's not confidence is something that you have, like that, that
Yeah.
instinct,
Right.
So it's not something that suddenly you just pop.
How
have
about
that.
okay? How about confidence in yourself, but you don't have confidence in the team?
Yeah.
How about that?
But then again, it's a two-way relationship.
Right.
If the players have confidence in me, I have to have that confidence in
Okay.
them as well. So, and I do shout a lot in the game, in the matches. So that is in a way to make sure that I organize or shuffle things
Right.
properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We spoke a little bit just now, or you said about NFA, right?
Yeah.
Which is not in in existence anymore, right?
Yeah,
The NFA
yeah.
system, right? How was that like? Because some great players came from there.
Yeah.
And I think were you from the first back?
Yeah, the
With
goal
Bai?
2010 match.
Okay, by
Bai,
Sharil.
Ridwan, Sharil, Said Azbi,
Oh, okay.
even Karim, a lot of players.
Right.
I think that's the
The
prominent
core,
names,
yeah.
So, because I think the reason why we did well because we travel a lot, so we gain a lot of experience playing abroad, playing overseas.
Right.
So and we played like in Milk Cup in Ireland, and we went Copenhagen, Lyngby Cup. So I think we face a lot of top teams. So that's the way how you learn.
Right. Now, Hassan, you started your pro. Let's move ahead to your pro career, right? In 2003 with Geylang,
Yeah.
right? And that was with Scott.
Oh, no,
Scott,
yes.
right? Now, did you imagine yourself starting in a lot of games in that year? Because you came in. Who were the other goalkeepers? Shari. Only two?
Shari. And if I'm not wrong, I think
No, I think there's only two.
two, I guess.
And
Yeah,
one-
two.
Yeah, one
And then from Premier League.
Yes, right. Did you ever imagine that you would start in a lot of games? In fact, most games.
Shari was really, if I'm not wrong, 38 then.
Yeah, he's going to retire soon
Yeah,
at that time.
so I knew that
Okay.
I cannot just come in and step into the first 11. But then again, I knew my chance will come,
Right.
and that's the number one, patience. So I just had to wait lah. I just had to just stay patient and just wait for my chance.
In a way, it was a good year, although we didn't finish first in both because we finished second in the league.
Both,
We
yes.
finished second in the cup as well
Yes.
against a strong Home United
Home
team,
United,
right?
Tampines, and even SF.
Yeah.
So
But Home United took both, right? The Silverfox
Yes.
Cup, and beat us to both,
but
right?
we beat them 4-0, remember? In
Yes,
Jam Besar.
right. And those were good, and that was the first taste of things to come. And obviously you went on to play for most of the top clubs in Singapore. No disrespect to the other clubs,
Yep.
right? We
Yep,
talk
yep.
about Tampines and the Warriors.
Home United.
Talk us through these three clubs that you played in. Were there any differences? Let's start off with the first club that you went to after Geylang, right? Obviously, you played in the Young Lions, and
Yes.
then after that, you played for Tampines.
Tampines.
How was
For 4 years.
Tampines?
Tampines is nothing but it's just Teo Singh. So
Okay.
I think he managed well.
Right.
But it's good. Like we didn't have to go through many levels,
Mm.
many signatures. All you need to do is just boss.
Right.
Okay, boss is
Right.
Mr. Oxing.
Right.
So and he's always there for us.
Okay.
He was always there for us. Every matches.
Mm.
He will come down and support us. Of course, bonus was
Great, right? Wasn't it?
yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, it was the motivational factor for us.
Right.
And he was like, okay, tomorrow just collect 1 hour piece. Like
Who
that.
who were the players that you played in
Wow.
or with?
Suti, Santi, Noalam Shah, Zulkarnain Zaina, Ahmad Latif. A lot of star players, if I can call it.
Yeah.
And Shadan came, I think, my third year.
Yeah.
He was in the Prime League team all along.
Okay.
So
Rafi?
Rafi, yes, Rafi, and then Noalam Shah.
Was Nazri there as well?
Alex. No, I came then Nazri left.
Okay.
Retired.
Right.
And then even Tan Kim Leng, a lot of names.
So, that was a very, very strong team, I remember, right?
Yes, right.
And Tampines, and then Home United as well, right?
Yes, for a year, 2017.
Who was the coach then?
Adil was Adil Sharim.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, right.
So, but that was after I came back from Thailand.
Okay,
2
okay.
years, yeah.
Warriors.
Yes, Warriors.
You only played 3 seasons or 2 seasons?
3 seasons.
3 seasons.
in fact 2 seasons.
Yep.
And the second season, remember, it was with Alex Weaver.
Mm.
Oh, that was a good year. We won the league.
Yep.
And I think we had a good team, and obviously we had a good coach.
Mm.
Even Gavin was the understudy for
Right.
Alex Weaver.
Right.
So I think that team was quite good in terms of how we planned to win the tournament, to win the league. So
What was in the planning that won the league?
so it was all about like going to games. Okay, like this game we're gonna collect 3 points. This
Okay.
game we must collect 3 points.
Okay.
This game, okay, it's okay to have 1 point.
Right,
So
right,
everything
right.
was calculated.
Ah.
So and like certain games that we cannot drop points against.
Oh, so it was planned in that
It
way?
was planned, yes.
Nice.
It was really you know, even when you have Alex there and Gavin there, everything is
Right,
is
right.
planned well. So
So everything was in detail.
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
very, very
And
detailed.
everything was timed in terms of every
Okay.
exercise. Okay, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, okay, rest, 2 minutes rest, 2 minutes rest.
All right.
So yeah,
And you were the S League Player of the Year in 2014, the year
That year, yes,
the year that you guys won it, right? And the
Yep.
first goalkeeper to have done it, and I think
Yep.
never ever,
Yep.
right after that, no goalkeeper has won it. How
okay,
was
has
it?
it won young? No. Was
No,
it
I
young
don't.
player?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
has
it was
won?
the Player of the Year
Yes,
kind
yes,
of thing. How was the feeling like as a goalkeeper as well? And I think you recovered from ACL as well the year before or something like that.
Yeah,
How was that?
2 years. I was out for almost 2 years.
Mm.
ACL injury.
2 years.
Yeah, and you know, that year it was kind of special for me. You know, kind of coming back from a long-term
Yep,
injury,
yep.
almost 2 years, and you know, I had people coming to me and say, "Hey, you're not going to be the same player anymore."
Yeah.
But I took that as a motivation.
Right.
So of course, when I came back after injury, it was, you know, a lot of goals went in, 6-0, 5-0, 6-0.
When you came back.
Yes, it
Okay.
was the first year of 2013.
Right.
Warriors.
Okay.
But the year after, it was all about, okay, this year I'm going to do something.
Mm.
So, and thankfully, we had a good team, and things were a lot easier for me.
Right.
And then we won the league, and of course, suddenly, you know, they told me that, okay, you're being nominated for the
Right.
Player of the Year. You know, I remember I went to if I'm not wrong, ITC me, right, for the
No, I think so. Yes.
yes. I knew that I'm not gonna win this, man. You know, like that. I told myself, I'm not gonna win this.
Those were pre-pandemic days.
Yes,
When everybody
of
was,
course. Yes.
were there. And, yeah.
And yeah, then I told myself, if I win this, I'm gonna play abroad. I want to play abroad. So, you know, I made the wish in that theater auditorium.
Okay.
So suddenly my name was mentioned.
Wow.
Oh, then okay. So immediately my wish came true.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. And you know, to win the Player of the Year as well. And you talked about critics saying that you will never get back.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Were they as in people close to you?
I should
Or?
not mention names, but it was like coaches,
Wow.
definitely coaches. It was players, obviously.
Mm.
Coaches and players. I was in the gym 9 to 5 every day for almost 1 year, and then, you know, players come in. Hey, you okay now? They say, you take your time. So what are you gonna do after
Right.
this if you don't get back to playing? So there were a lot of things mentioned to me. So I didn't get angry. So all, like I said, I took that as motivation.
Nice. All right, Hassan, let's talk about you going overseas to play,
Yeah.
right? And it was a perfect setting because you said it that you want to play overseas there
Yes.
and then in the auditorium, and there you go, right? But before that, did you always, even before that auditorium or in that particular day, right? Did you always want to like, maybe I want to play overseas, maybe I want to play, you know, anywhere, right, in Europe or whatever?
The
Was
dream
that,
is to play for national team.
that's
When
the
I was here,
yeah.
that's the
Ultimate.
main dream,
Yeah.
ultimate
Right.
dream. So, like I said, I you know, I made that wish or had that dream to play overseas when I was in the auditorium.
Wow.
So, and that question came to me probably like 1 hour after the ceremony.
Mm.
So the journalist asked me what's next for me.
Okay.
So I told them the same thing. I want to play overseas. So,
Did it ever occur to you that you could play overseas before that, or maybe a coach could have told you before the ACL, obviously, right? No, never.
No, never. So, I had offers as well
Right.
before, but that wasn't my I didn't have any interest at all because I know I'm not good enough.
Why?
Or-
Why? How come?
Because I didn't have a good, not say I did have a good year, but my time with national team was not as good as
okay.
after ACL injury.
Okay.
So I think before
Okay.
and before I got injured, I didn't really take good care of myself.
Right.
My waist was 42, and I had 2 chicken rice at every lunch, and breakfast I had nasi lemak, all that. So I didn't really take good care of myself. So when I got injured,
At what age was this?
this was from 2003 onwards till
No,
the
okay.
ACL.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was quite some time.
I think this is a good learning point for a lot of footballers actually.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
When you will change yourself, or you will start realizing all this after you get injury.
Correct,
So
correct.
obviously it's long-term injury.
And because you are young, or we are all at that time,
Naive.
you were young and
Naive.
naive, obviously, right? We think that okay, we are training hard, but we can eat anything we want.
Yes.
That is the mentality. I had that. I'm sure you had that.
Yes.
Right?
So even rest was not
Yeah.
part of the daily life.
Right.
I can afternoon I go to training, then at night I can just play street soccer or futsal. And morning I can just go around or even sleep late at night.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I only realized all that after I got injured. Because along the way, when I was doing my rehab, I met a lot of specialists in terms of nutritionists.
Yes.
So of course this was being highlighted to me.
Okay.
And I learned along the way. Of course, when the initial part I didn't want to hear or listen to them, but I think I tried. I tried, and
Nice.
I feel good, and
Yeah.
that's something that I carry along in my life.
Brilliant. Now, how did the move to Army United come about? Like through agents? Like how did anyone approach you?
It was after that Suzuki Cup, and against Thailand, if I'm not
Okay.
wrong, and then we lost to a penalty. Chapui scored. And then before that game, I think it was Baji,
Yeah.
John Burridge. So he was the one to say, I will recommend you to a friend of mine who is Gary Stevens.
Right.
He was at Army United.
Yeah.
And I think he called Gary
Okay.
and he said, okay, you have to watch this goalkeeper.
Okay.
Just watch this game. And then 2 days after that, we were playing Thailand,
Right.
coincidentally.
Right.
And then after that game, they straightway told me that, okay, you will come to Thailand after the tournament.
Nice.
So after the tournament ended, Suzuki Cup ended, I think after 3 days, I flew to Thailand.
Okay.
So, and of course they had to see me. So I had to play a friendly match
Okay.
against Montong. And coincidentally, Kawin played in that match.
Oh, okay.
Because I played against Kawin
Right,
that
right.
time. But we lost 2-0, but I signed straight away after that.
Nice, brilliant. Now we talk about foreigners coming to our shores playing, right? And
Yeah.
and there's always been critiques and how come this fella is like that? He
Yeah.
can't even play and whatever, right? But there is this thing about adapting to the culture. It's not easy, but obviously as a foreigner you need to be up there. Like
Of course.
in terms of standards, right? How about you? Was it difficult to adapt?
This perspective
Right.
towards foreigners
Yeah.
have changed
Okay.
after I went to Thailand.
Okay.
You know why? Because I was a foreigner there.
Okay.
So before that, every time I look at foreigners, hey, you're not good enough to be here, blah blah blah. But when I went to Thailand, then okay, I'm a foreigner now. So first week of training in Army United. So obviously we had like training or finishing exercises for the players, and then so goalkeepers obviously have to rotate, right?
Yep.
So after 4 shots.
Yes.
So the first one I went to four times, right? 4 shots, all 4 went in.
Okay.
And they started booing him.
Who started winning?
The players. Hey, you are a foreigner, you should save everything.
Okay.
And then the next local goalkeeper came in, he saved all 4. So I said, hey, wow, you mean I have to save everything? I say, yeah, you're a foreigner. So that's when I know that, okay,
Right.
this is another level.
Yeah.
Not because I have to save everything, but because I'm a foreigner. So I had to up my game. So after that, of course, I did a lot of self-reflection. Now that I know it's not easy to be a foreigner.
Yep.
So when I came back from Thailand, then I know my perspective or how I
Right.
see a foreigner
Right.
in this league is very much different. So I will I always talk to the foreigners here. I understand you because I was a foreigner as well in Thailand.
Right.
So I think that way it's easier to understand them.
Great. That's a great point. It's a perfect point as well. And we as well as ex players or whatever. You look, hey, what kind of
Right,
we
right.
we
It's
tend
not
to think
easy,
like that,
yeah,
right? It's not
because
easy.
eyes are everywhere on you. Eyes
Right.
are on you
Yeah.
all the time, be it in training, be it in matches. So everything they expect you to do everything for the locals.
Right.
You have to be better than locals.
Right.
But that being said, it put us, we make sure that we on our feet all the
Yeah,
time.
you're on the ball as well, right?
Then again, you will improve yourself.
Yep,
So if you look at things positively.
Right. That's a very, very good point. But I think in terms of the country itself, Thailand, it's not so bad in terms of the food because I think you can adapt, right? In terms of food wise.
I had a lot of problems, especially
Okay.
first 3 months
Okay.
when I was in Thailand. Because as a Muslim,
Yep,
it's not
yep,
easy
yep.
to
Yeah.
because there they love pork, they love
okay.
and obviously street food,
Okay.
a lot of
Yes.
street food.
Yes.
And first 3 months, I had a lot of problems, stomach problems.
So how do you cope with that? You cook on your own then after that?
Only the 4th month,
Yeah.
so I started cooking, and of course, things it wasn't as good. So luckily, nowadays we do have like smartphones, so we can Google for
Nice.
for Muslim food, and
Okay.
I had to make my way around just to find
Okay.
good food, Muslim food.
What was the difference in terms of the Thai league and our league?
League,
In the league, yes, the league.
I think,
Standards, training, coaching, whatever.
for a start, I think the players there they're good.
Okay.
Technically, they don't have to be national players. Even the club players,
right,
technically,
right,
they're
right.
good.
Okay.
Because you can see, because in the Rondo, they call it Monkey,
Yeah.
they love playing that. They'll come, like, let's say, training at 4:30.
That's what Tampines did before.
Yes, it's because of the
Right.
because of Orawan.
Yeah,
So he implemented this. He said
Okay.
Monkey is a must or Rondo is a must to have. So when I went to Thailand, I say Rondo is part of their warm up.
Okay.
So they will play. So like players, we start training at 4:30 on the field. Players were already there at 1:30. So
1:30.
they change. Probably they rest a bit, talk together. They spend the time together in the dressing room. 2:30, 3 o'clock out there. They were playing Rondo
Okay.
under hot sun.
Wow.
So they enjoyed. Even those retired, because I was playing for army.
Yep.
So it was even those retired officers. They would play Rondo at the side, on the track.
Okay.
So just imagine that kind of love for football. So
Right.
it's kind of, I'm not trying to compare, but
Yeah.
it's different here.
Okay. Nice. You won the goalkeeper of the season in your first year there,
I was voted
as in
as
the whole league.
Goal.com Thailand. So
Right.
they not official award or something,
Okay.
but then Goal.com Thailand is quite big.
Right.
So it's like a few social media accounts here in Singapore.
right,
But then Goal.com Thailand
Nice.
was quite big.
Do you speak Thai?
A bit lah.
A bit?
No, I understand because I didn't go for any classes, but because and then again football terms, it's easy to understand, But yeah, I just had to learn the basics like left, right, push up,
Okay.
man on, all
Especially
that.
the important ones for a goalkeeper, especially,
correct.
right?
Because the initial part I struggled a bit
Okay.
because I said left, they go right.
Seriously?
Then they turn, I don't understand. So yeah, then I had to do something. I had to learn.
Okay.
After that, even off the field, I have to
Okay.
Google all that.
Nice. Any bad words?
That's the first thing I learned.
I'm sure.
That's the most easiest word to understand.
No, you had 2 stints there, right? And I think you were
2
pretty
years,
yeah.
2 years, then I came back home United, then 2 years.
Yeah, 2 stints there, 2 years and another 2 years, right? Pretty successful, I would say. Now, do you regret not playing elsewhere besides Thailand? I don't know, Europe. I don't know, Norway or wherever that you could do well.
It's not easy, it seems.
Yeah.
Because you need to have a good agent as well,
Right.
to bring you there. And for example, I went to Japan, J3.
Yeah.
Ganare Totori for a trial.
Yep.
And I think all this was organized by Akiro,
Okay.
right? Nakamura,
Okay.
Tampines before. But it was like, okay, I plan for you, you go there yourself.
On your own.
Yeah, really on my own.
Right.
So I went to the airport on my own. So I just met the team at J Green Sakai, this
Right.
training
Right.
facility. And I went there, train one day, and then play one friendly match. I said, okay, thank you. I will call you. And then I had 2 days on my own. So
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in Osaka
right.
on my own. So I'm back. So and then Akiro told me that okay, they want to sign you, but they don't have money to sign you. Because and then I found out that J3 they don't have really
Okay.
big funds to sign foreigners.
Right.
So that was it in terms of playing overseas besides Thailand. But yeah, I enjoy myself in Thailand. That's all.
And people seem to think that it's if let's say for you, for example, if you're good or whatever, right, and then it's easy to okay, why don't you just go and play overseas, right? Get it.
It's not easy because
yeah, it's-
first thing first, someone needs to have connection.
Right.
There, it's more about connection. It's
Right.
not something that like you play here well with this tournament, regional tournament, then you expect Liverpool to see you or to monitor you. It's not that.
You speak about context and how about Baji? He's
Yeah,
been
correct.
he's been very vocal on
Social media.
social media.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
I can get this guy to Europe. I can get this. So how?
Because I remember I was in London for a holiday with my family.
Okay.
And then, if I'm not wrong, back then there was newspaper, right?
Right.
So the journalist, I couldn't remember who, called me. Are you there for Leicester City trial?
Huh?
So I said, no, I'm on holiday. So,
Right.
But then, because I think Baji posted a lot of things in social media.
Right.
But he did, to be honest, he did push
Okay.
for something, but
Right.
it didn't work out. So,
Right.
yeah.
What would you say was the biggest takeaway from playing overseas, from playing abroad, from learning from all these, from your experiences? What was the biggest takeaway that you can,
I know when I was there in Thailand, I always tell myself not to slack. Not a single day you give less than 100%, even
Right.
in training, even in match. So when I was there, I gave everything. I gave my all. I had to leave my family at home in Singapore. I go there, I just say I just want to focus
Right.
on my football here. And obviously, I brought them over for first 3 months and they struggled a bit. My kids in preschool.
yeah.
So I said, okay, you back to Singapore.
Right.
And I just focus because away games there, we travel a lot. Let's
Yeah.
say there is Wednesday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Okay.
So imagine you play away game and then you travel.
Yeah.
And then you come back to Bangkok and we have to stay in a hotel one day before, -1.
Right.
So I don't really spend much time at home.
Right.
So yes, back to your question, I think never slack, never give less than 100% in training. So in that way, if things go right for you,
Yeah.
people will love you. People will love you when you play well for them, for the fans.
And this is the part that we forgot to talk about, right? We talk about adapting, right?
Yeah.
How about the family, right? The family,
Yes,
if they come with you, they've got to adapt, as well as if they don't come with you, they are back home in Singapore. You
It's a
see
daily
family.
video call thing. So
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
It's tough. Imagine I spent 4 years down there
Right.
without my family.
Right.
So thankfully we do have video calls nowadays. Back then you don't have that. It's like I think MSN. So MSN.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, MSN. I remember that. That's how old we are. Right? Now, Hassan, before we wrap up and things like that, right? Let's have a little bit of your personal stuff, your personal thoughts on things, right? Dapo Hassan.
Yep.
How did this start? Dapo Hassan, for viewers, for listeners who are listening in, it's Hassan's kitchen, right?
Yes,
It's
right.
translated. What is this and how did it come about?
My relatives, my auntie and uncles, we do have they do have their own restaurants,
Right.
a small same
Okay.
kitchen. So when I was young, I do help out a lot.
Okay.
And in their so-called shop, and I enjoyed every minute
Okay.
of it.
What, the
So
cooking part, the
the
eating part?
cooking,
or what?
the prep work,
Oh, really?
everything.
Okay.
So that's when I know that I have interest in F&B.
Okay.
So, and then when I was young, I told myself, okay, I must have a stall on my own.
Nice.
If I can afford one.
Right.
So, and it came pandemic, circuit breaker,
Okay.
and I was like, I said, okay, just try my luck.
2020.
Yes, if I can just look for one empty store
Right.
and just slowly work my way through along the way and,
Yeah.
and just see what I can do.
Okay.
I have no plans.
Okay.
I didn't have any plans. I was like, okay, so oh no, I sent my third daughter to a preschool class, so a learning class. What do you call it? A play class,
Right.
where they just go down there
Okay.
and just play with the kids. And one of the parents complained that, hey, we don't have Malay food here.
Okay.
It's hard to find Malay halal
Yes.
food here. I said, oh, okay, but they said, oh, there's one coffee shop
Right.
in front of my house,
Right.
and they don't have. I wish we could have Malay food.
Ah.
So after that, okay, why not we just go and see? So when I reached that coffee shop, and the manager was sitting on the table in front of the shop, the vacant shop, the empty shop. So I said, oh, this shop, okay, it's empty. Yeah, we're looking for one Muslim stall, for
Okay.
one Muslim owner to do it. So I was like, okay, is this mine? Is this gonna be mine?
Yep.
So 3 weeks after that, I signed.
Well, it's a sign, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's fated.
That's why I say I had no plans and suddenly.
Right.
So I think I can safely say throughout my life, this happened quite a lot.
Yeah, it's just like the football thing as
Yes,
well.
right. So I think it's just my luck.
How has business been? Good?
So far so
Yeah.
good, and especially after this Suzuki Cup,
Ah.
I have to be honest.
Really?
The response is amazing. Amazing people, came to my shop.
Okay.
Come to my shop and say, "Hey, you've done a good job, and yeah, we don't go to the final, but no, don't worry.
Nice.
You played well." So I was like in awe, man. I mean, I received a lot of compliments from all these people.
Are you there every day?
No,
No, not
no. But now I'm off season
because of all season, yeah.
Yes, I have to be there,
Right.
and I want to be there because
And it's a
That's
it's a
my-
family run thing, right?
yes, my mother-in-law is the head of kitchen chef.
in the kitchen, right?
Yes,
Okay.
so I do have staff as well,
Okay,
and
great.
my wife running
Okay.
the stall, if I'm not wrong.
Right. And sell it now. Obviously, you don't need to sell it because everybody's going there, but you can sell it here on this podcast, on YouTube as well. Where is this, and what kind of food do you serve as well?
I sell Malay traditional food.
Okay.
Obviously, like lontong,
Right.
the popular ones,
Okay.
lontong, mee rebus, and of course nasi padang.
Okay.
And it's at 872C Tampines Street 86.
Brilliant.
It's just next to United World College,
Okay.
Tampines.
Right.
Yes, there.
Nice.
It's just probably 2-3 minutes walk.
Nice, brilliant. And I saw in the photos and videos. Is there Kueh Lopez as well?
Yeah,
That's my favorite, my friend.
sit down and try
Kueh
it.
Lopez, right?
Yes, it's,
and you open on at what? 8
Tuesday to Sunday,
Tuesday, okay.
8 to 3 p.m.
Brilliant.
8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yeah.
Now, I just knew about this like a couple of days ago because I was doing research on you, on for this podcast, right?
Yeah.
You are a vegan.
Yes. Recently,
Reason as in?
I think I spoke to a lot of people with regards to this.
Okay.
I would do anything to promote my career, football career.
Okay.
So when I was in London, when I was on a holiday,
Mm.
2019 December. So I watched this Game Changers
Game
from
changes.
Netflix.
Game changes.
Game Changers
Yeah.
from Netflix. So I said, okay, why not I try this? Just for 2 weeks.
This was 2 years ago, right?
2019
Yeah,
December.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just tried for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then obviously 2 days into it, I was my body was obviously adapting to it.
Okay.
And I think
2 days.
2 days into
Right.
the
Right.
diet,
Yep.
I was in London. 2 days into it, I was struggling. My body, I had shivers.
Seriously?
Really, I had shivers.
Because
Because I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of chicken.
chicken, right?
Like I said, chicken rice
Yeah.
every now and then. And imagine not eating it for 2 days. I just struggled.
Wow, okay.
Shivers and then. But when I came back to Singapore, I tried another week. And I said, okay, it's okay. I feel good in the morning, especially when you wake up. Because I read a lot of articles and saying that if you don't eat meat, your body spend less energy
Digesting it.
So I felt that change, especially when I wake up in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, I don't feel lazy. I don't, like before, when you wake up, you look at your phone, you spend probably half an hour on your bed, and then you start to sit up, right? But no, I can just go up and just shower and out,
Okay.
So it's a different feeling. So that's when I feel like, okay, I just continue.
So there's a tangible difference. You can feel it. You
Yeah,
can.
of course, it's
Yeah.
a vast difference, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah. So yeah, then I said, okay, why not continue?
This is a major, like a major change, right? Because for someone who loves eating chicken and obviously eating chicken every day, right?
Yeah.
Almost, eating chicken every day. I'm sure you eat chicken every day, right?
Yeah.
And to change it like that.
Yeah.
So what do you eat every day? Okay, just on a
Okay.
typical diet every day.
Like, okay, to be honest, if I go down to the Malay food,
Okay.
like lontong, it's okay because no meat inside. Like I say, like mee soto with chicken, right?
Yes.
So everything is without the chicken.
So you will ask for mee soto without chicken.
So even my food, like rendang, beef rendang, I just taste the gravy. That's all, the sauce.
You just taste the gravy.
Just the sauce.
Okay.
So nothing against animal abuse or all that. No.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for health matters. So, and then again, because a vegan, can help you improve your health in terms of
Okay.
you can avoid a lot of illness and
Right,
sickness.
right.
So I said, why not? Like, I want to prolong my career. Man. If this is something good for me, I should just continue.
But is it difficult though? I'm not saying that you can't do it. As in you can't change it. I
Yes.
can change it if I want to. Maybe I think. But what I'm saying is, let's say if you're going out with the family, you're going out with whoever lah, basically with your friends, right?
Yeah.
And you go to a place where there's that they're eating chicken and
Yeah.
is it tough to?
The person next to me will enjoy because they will get more chicken on their plate.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So first thing first, you have to be positive. Lah. So everything okay. Never mind, it's okay. You can have my chicken. You can have my beef. You can have all that.
Right.
But it's a bit hassle lah for some.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it is, right?
for my friends,
Troublesome.
for myself.
For yourself?
Not really, because I'm used to it. But
Okay.
for my friends, yes, hey, you are really a big
Oh,
person.
okay.
I can order this, especially like roommates.
In Malay, it's a leceh.
Leceh really big leceh. Like Safwan, Syara, they will say like to me, hey, leceh I want to bring you to barbecue, but you cannot eat this, cannot eat that. So,
Okay, so how do you go to barbecue? Do you eat all the veggie?
I don't. Just
You
eat
just barbecue
tofu,
veggie?
tofu. Beancurd, tofu. That's all. Mushrooms. I love mushrooms. So
Okay, so so today what did you eat for breakfast?
today,
I saw your New Year's was lontong, right? Your New Year day. You posted something.
that's mee soto.
Mee soto, right? Without
That's
chicken,
why I put
obviously.
chickenless, yeah.
Chickenless, right? Okay, for dinner, what do you eat?
Dinner, a lot of brown rice. I do eat
Brown
a lot
rice,
of
okay.
Brown rice.
So with all the
I
veggies,
don't
lah.
really eat white rice.
Okay.
Not say I don't, but not really. I don't really fancy it.
And
Because
then
I
you-
know because my type body, if I do eat a lot of white rice, I gain
Balloon.
2 kilo, 3 kilogram in 2-3 days.
Right.
So that's why I have to maintain it.
And to the guy who messaged on Facebook and was it Instagram to ask this question, how do you stay in shape? He actually asked me to ask you, how do you stay in shape? And that's the reason. That's how he stays in shape. It's the
That's
food,
the
right?
number one. Yeah.
It's the number one.
Yeah, number one, food, and of course your daily activities is very
course.
important. Like you have to make sure your muscles are well taken care of. I do a lot of yoga.
Okay.
And a
On your
lot
own,
of
do you
yoga.
learn?
Yeah,
You,
of course.
you learn on your own?
YouTube, in Instagram, and now we do have my fitness coach.
Well, I'm learning new things about you, man. Hassan.
Yes,
You,
yes. Back then, I didn't do all this. So a lot of things have changed after I
Right.
got injured. Yeah.
Brilliant, man. So that injury is like it's a blessing.
Yeah, I think that is a blessing.
Brilliant, man. We talk about that, right? Overweight and what have you, right? What is your personal thoughts on overweight goalkeepers? Listen. This is my personal view, right?
Okay.
My personal view,
You
right?
should say it first.
Yeah, I will say it. I will say it,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Because I have noticed that in our league. Okay. And then I look at goalkeepers from anywhere in the world.
Yes.
I'm not even saying England or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm okay. Let's take for example England.
Okay.
I have never seen a fat goalkeeper,
Yeah.
an overweight goalkeeper. Maybe
Now, back then, yes. Now.
yeah, back then yes, right. I'm saying now.
Yeah,
We were talking about now, and
Yeah,
and we are moving ahead and stuff
Right,
like that. I personally, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Personally, right? And that's my view.
Correct.
Your view, Mr. Hassan.
It's a good question. Why? Because I experienced that before.
Okay.
Remember before injury?
But you were never over. When I say overweight, right? It's overweight.
Yeah.
You can
The
see.
reason why I can say that because I had a lot of excess weight on me.
Okay.
Because the minute I stand on the weighing scale, I know, oh.
But it's not visible for you.
But I can feel it.
You can feel it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the difference is entirely up to the person.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when 2003 onwards, right before I got injured, I was quite heavy.
Heavy.
Okay. I was really heavy. I don't have defined muscles. I don't have all that. And then I was wearing
like Superman.
41, 42
Okay.
waist.
Just waist, right?
Yes.
42?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I'm 33, 34.
Wow.
So, and why? But I can feel the difference.
Okay.
So excess weight is very important for you to just, avoid it.
Right.
So if
But you haven't answered my question.
wait, I'm going into that. So the difference is when you're on the field.
Okay.
So imagine for us, our training.
Right.
Dive right, get up, dive left.
Correct.
So imagine you have excess weight on you.
Right.
Dive right, get up, next one. So if you excess weight on you, you will take more time.
Correct.
You spend more, of course, more energy for you to push.
Right.
To go to the left. So imagine if you're on a good weight. If you are in good condition, body weight is good, everything is good. So imagine how far you can go. So I can feel the difference, a vast difference if I can say it. So that's why I feel that being, an acceptable weight is very important. So to all these overweight goalkeepers, imagine if they can lose some weight, just feel the difference and you know that, okay, this is the right weight for me. And they will feel it different. I cannot say much but I explained it, but they can tell the difference. So, so just try it.
That is the brilliant advice from Hassan, and I will try to summarize what he said in a very short. Just to summarize, very short. Go vegan, my friends. go vegan, my goalkeepers, my fat goalkeepers. No, but seriously, I think it's very important, and this is not a joke because the message is quite clear. You will feel it first of all, and then it will translate into your performance.
Yes.
I'm sure. And Hassan is here to attest to that as well. So yeah.
It's not something I say then, just go in left.
Right.
But then again, it's something that you should try to feel it, to feel the difference. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, here we go. Quick fire round.
Yep.
I've got a couple of questions. Easy ones for you, right?
Hopefully.
We'll go, right?
Yes.
Your favorite food and drink?
Beancurd and mineral water.
Mineral water. This is post. Pre?
Pre is brown rice and beancurd.
Beancurd seems to be your favorite, right?
Boring.
Okay. Now this one is easy. Favorite actor and actresses? Or actress?
Oh, I don't really watch much of movies, but Denzel Washington.
Nice.
Actress, not so much.
Okay. Your favorite goalkeeper of all time?
Peter Schmeichel.
Local?
Lionel Lewis.
Great. Your best friend in football?
For now.
For now?
No. Shadan.
Shadan, okay. He's quite a popular character, isn't he?
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah?
Nice guy.
He's close with Safwan as well, right? Yeah.
Funny guy.
Right?
He
doesn't seem funny.
Yeah, because introvert. No lah.
Pass him the message. I want to get him in as well, right? That's best friend in football. Your best roommate so far?
Noraman.
Okay, when was this?
I was with him all the way from national team when 8 years.
Yeah?
7, 8 years.
Your best roommate?
Yeah.
Why?
He's crazy. So
He's crazy?
He doesn't sit still. He's always moving. And
Oh, really?
Before shower, he will do push-up. After shower, he will do sit-ups. And that, in a way,
Nice.
I learned a lot from him. So,
Okay.
And now you can see he's a fitness coach,
Right.
assistant coach. He's
Great.
still in good shape.
Great.
And there's a reason why he's still in good shape.
Lovely.
So all this matters.
No Rahman, shout out to you. Okay, best striker you faced?
Alexander Pato from Liverpool. He was in Liverpool, I guess. Yeah, Liverpool. Then because I faced him,
The Brazilian?
Brazilian.
And then he also went to play in the China league, right?
Yes.
Pato,
Because
right?
I played against him.
Okay.
National team, the old national
okay.
Brazil under 23 Olympic
Right,
team. Yeah.
Okay. Great, good.
Fast and
Yeah?
strong.
Yeah?
Really fast.
Okay. Your best dressed teammate?
Best dresser. I have a few lah, but as of now.
Yeah, you can name a few.
As of now, I think Safwan.
Safwan?
Yeah.
Why? What does he?
He has this OCD like he
Really?
yeah, very
OCD means what?
like very clean and tidy guy. You know, he
Okay.
doesn't like wrinkles on his shirt. He will iron like every time I go into his room and he will be with Shadan, right?
Okay.
So he will be ironing his shirt and like, hey, what are you doing? So
Okay. How about the worst dressed teammate?
allow.
Why? Sloppy fella.
Sloppy, never shower.
Allow. It is out, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Best advice that you received. Best ever advice. Something that you remember until now.
Oh, a lot of advices. Stay humble.
Great.
I think that's the best.
From who said
it can
that to you?
apply to you like every now and then.
Yeah.
I received that a lot from goalkeeper coaches.
Okay.
And yeah, I think goalkeeper coaches play a big part in my life.
Right. Anyone that really stood out besides Bisek, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Narong Saiket.
Okay.
He's like a fatherly figure for
Nice.
me, and he took care of me when I was down, and I think he was there for me. And of course now Suzuki Cup, he's not in the best shape.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah.
But you know, he went to the stadium with a stick. You know,
Yeah, I saw him.
trying to be normal, but I give you know, all the respect for him,
Brilliant.
and he's always there for me.
Nice. Okay. Name me your best back four you played with. Or you would play in front of you, the back four. Some the four.
Let's start off with left back. It's a lot. But I can safely say Santi.
Okay.
Santi Chaka. So and then centre back will be Safwan.
Okay.
And Pak Yosep when I was in Tampines, this Korean guy.
Okay.
He's solid. So
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
I have to mention him. Nur Rahman.
No, Rahman, well done. Okay, someone you want to meet but you haven't met yet.
Oh, obviously those not local.
Okay.
But yeah, Peter Schmeichel
Peter Schmeichel.
and Vanessa.
Have you met Schmeichel before?
No.
Never.
Because he was in Singapore
Recently, right?
Yeah, but
For the
we are in
in the bubble. That was it. That was the 10 questions. Brilliant. Now, before we leave, right, do you have any advice for young goalkeepers trying to make the grade coming up, besides being a vegan?
Yep.
Any advice for them?
I think I should again mention the three
Okay.
key factors for me,
Yep.
which is patience, hard work, and confidence. You need to have all these three, and of course, you have to love the game. So that is one. If you
Yeah.
don't have interest and someone just push you every day now and then, but you love of the game is not there,
Yeah.
there's no point. So yeah, just that patience, hard work, and
Yeah.
confidence.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Maybe in 5 years you have a bigger restaurant instead of a stall. I don't know. Where do you see yourself?
As of now, I'm just trying to stable the ship.
Okay.
So for my shop, it's still early days. I'm
Yeah.
still learning.
Right.
It's not easy though. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But yes, that's my wish lah. After 5-10 years to have a big one.
Yeah.
And I can just come together with my auntie uncles just to open a big one. That is one. For football wise, I wish to contribute
Okay.
to Singapore football.
Right. Like
And,
bye.
not that level, but more to the ground level.
Okay.
So, I love working with the young goalkeepers. So
Right.
hopefully I'll be given the opportunity to do that.
Have you taken your coaching licenses?
No, I didn't have. To be honest, I didn't have any interest
Okay.
before this.
Okay.
2-3 years ago, I realized that because I think someone told me that you cannot just ignore football after this because there are a lot of young goalkeepers that look up to you.
Yep.
So when I heard that, I feel like okay, I should contribute.
Yeah, you should.
So yeah, and now I feel like okay, probably I will start off doing that. probably next year or 2 years
Great.
after this.
Mr. Hassan Superman Sunny, thank you so much for being on the Silverfox Hustle podcast, and I want to wish you all the best
Thank you,
for a couple of things, right? Dapo Hassan,
All right. Thank you.
and I'm coming down soon with my friends,
Please.
with the family as well. Obviously for the LCS team,
Yep.
this year.
Champions League.
Retain the league, Champions League as well. I
That's a
heard
big
you.
one.
Yeah, that's a huge one as well.
Yes.
And that one, obviously for the national team as well. Suzuki Cup again at the
Yeah.
end of the year.
Yep.
All right, and good luck for that as well.
Thank you so much, my friend.
This has been the Silverfox Hustle podcast. This is the episode number 61. Now, don't forget, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We are there. Leave a review as well. And I believe on Spotify itself, you can rate the podcast. Hopefully, you give me a 5-star there. Right. So, till the next episode, the hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Cheers.